ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Namaste my dear friends, continuing the discourse of Swami Ram Tirtha on January 12 to 1903 on Golden Gate in San Francisco. The last sentence in the previous video was, but the sun which was shining upon the seed body, the same sun shines equally upon the subtle body of the river, and the same sun which shines upon the seed body and subtle body of the river shines equally upon the gross body of the river. Now starts the second video. The true Atma or real self, which was seen shining upon the deep sleep state's body, shines also upon your dreamland and upon your wakeful state upon the gross The true Atma or real self, which was seen shining upon the deep sleep state's body, shines also upon your dreamland and upon your wakeful state upon the gross body, as it were. But there lies the difference. The difference lies in the reflection of the sun. When the sun was shining upon the seed body of the river, upon the glacier, the image of the sun was not seen there. The action of the sun was intense upon the glaciers, but the reflection or image of the sun was not seen. But when the sun began to shine upon the subtle body of the river, the sun is reflected. When the sun was shining upon the subtle body of the river, there the sun's image was seen. No image of the sun was seen upon the snow-capped peaks or upon the glaciers, but in the subtle body of the river, in the mountains, in the rivulets, is the image of the sun seen. What does this image imply? This image in origin is the real self, the true Atma, the unchangeable, the immutable in you, the true divinity, Atma or God. The same God is present in you when you are in the deep sleep state. The God shines upon your seed body, but examine in the deep sleep state, no egoism is present. You have no idea of I am asleep, I grow, I digest the food, I do this, that is, there is no ego. The real self is there, but no ego is there. This false apparent ego, which is looked upon as the self by people, is not there. In the dreaming state, it becomes apparent. The dreaming state is like the second state of the river, the subtle body of the river. There it becomes apparent, and it becomes apparent also in the wakeful state. You know, your wakeful state is like the state of the river when it is upon the plains. The gross body of the river, there the sun shines clearly. It was shining clearly upon the glaciers, but it reflects its image only in the stream. In the muddy river is the image of the sun seen, so in your wakeful state the image of the sun is also seen. This egoism, I do this, I do this, I am that. All this egoism, this selfish apparent self makes its appearance in the wakeful state also. But you see, there is a difference in the ego of your dreamland and the ego of your wakeful state. In your dreamland, the ego, which has been to you as the reflection or shadow of the true Atma or God, is fickle, changeable, vague, unsettled, hazy, exactly as the reflection of the sun in the stream. Then it is upon the mountain is vague, meandering, changeable, and in your wakeful state, this ego is definite, permanent, as in slow stream, slow river when it is flowing upon the plains. Here is something more to be told. People ask what right you have to call the gross body as the after effect or resultant of the subtle body. People ask what right you have to place the dream state above the wakeful state. Mark it. Of what elements is your wakeful experience composed? Your wakeful experience rests upon time, space, and causality. Can you think of any substance, anything in this world without the idea of time, space, and causality entering into it? Never, never. You cannot conceive of anything without these. Now, this time, space, and causality are like the web and weft of your world. Mark them. They are in your dreamland and they are in your wakeful state. You know, Max Muller, in his translation of Kant's Critique of Pure Reason, while giving his introduction, says that Kant reaches the same philosophy as Vedanta. He says that Kant has clearly shown that time, space, and causality are a priori, and the Hindus have not shown it. Rama is going to tell you that Max Muller did not read enough of the Hindu scriptures. Rama is going to tell you that the Hindus proved time, space, and causality to be priori, to be subjective, and out of that it is shown that the wakeful experience of yours is from one standpoint the after effect of your dreamland experience. You will patiently listen. In your deep sleep state, you have no idea of time, no idea of space, no idea of causality. You come down to the dreamland. There time makes its appearance, space comes into existence, and causality also comes into existence. The Hindus tell you that the time, space, and causality of your dreamland come out of your deep sleep state in the same way as the tiny sprout comes forth from the seed in its feeble, weak form, and in your wakeful state, time, space, and causality ripen into the state of mighty tree. They become strong and ripen into the state of a mighty river. They assume their gross form just as you develop the idea of time, space, and causation also develop with your understanding. Thus the subject is nothing else but a resultant of time, space, and causation as they develop in your dreams. You have time, but compare the time of your dream with the time of your wakeful state. The time of the dream is fickle, vague, hazy, dim, unsettled, indefinite, and time of the wakeful state is naturally the ripened form. Rama says, the strong developed form of your time in the dreamland. In your dreams, you know the dead become alive and the living becomes dead sometimes. It is not so in your wakeful state. The time is definite. The past becomes future and the future becomes past in your dreamland. It is not so in the wakeful state. You may have heard of Muhammad, who in his dream spent a lot of time in ascending to the eighth heaven, but when he woke up, he found that only 2 seconds had passed. Similarly, the things of your wakeful state are different not in kind but in intensity, in degree from the things of your dreamland state. In your dreaming state, the things are changeable, fickle, vague, indefinite. They can be changed just as a sapling can be made to grow any way you like. But when it becomes a gigantic tree, it cannot be changed, diverted, or molded into any other shape. In your dreamland, you now see a woman, and in a second, she becomes a mare, a horse. You now find before you a man alive, and in no time it becomes fire. The things which you find in your dreaming state were not present in the deep sleep state. Out of the deep sleep state, they sprang up as out of the glaciers spring up the small rivers, fickle rivulets, and in your wakeful state these prairie forms of time and space ripen into a stiff, rigid form, become definite and get a rigidity of their own. The wisdom of your dreamland, the intellect of your dreamland is related to the wakeful state. Rama knows by personal experience that oft times in dreams when a student he solved the hardest problems on which he had been meditating, but on waking up did not know how to solve them. Oh, there was some fault in the arguments. The arguments of your dreamland are also fickle, changeable, but related to the arguments of your wakeful state, as the more developed tree is related to the fickle sapling, to the changeable birds, the changeable small tree. Oft times, Rama wrote poetry in dreams, but when he got up and looked at that poetry, the lines did not scan and it was not coherent. There was want of continuity, unity. The reasoning of the dreamland is related to the reasoning of the wakeful state, as the subtle body of the river is related to the gross body, and the space of your dreamland is related to the space of your wakeful state in the same way. Space is rigid, constant, invariable. Now you will say, no, no. How is it that in our dreams we always see the same things which we see in our wakeful state? Our dreams are only the reminiscences, are only the remembrances of our wakeful state. Rama says that what part of that? Let it be so. What is the seed? Out of a seed comes up a beautiful sapling. It is changeable and fickle, and out of this changeable, fickle sapling grows out or develops forth a gigantic, strong, rigid tree. All right. Again, out of this rigid tree come some more seeds, the same kind of seeds as gave rise to this tree. Now in the seeds, the whole tree is contained. The tree has put all its essence and all its power back into the seeds. Then should we argue that the tree did not spring from the seed? Have we any right to argue that the tree did not come out of the seed? No, we have no right to argue that way. Similarly, Vedanta says that the Susupti, Rama says the seed state of yours, the deep sleep state is like the seed. Out of that comes the dreamland, and from that flows out, as it were, or develops the wakeful cross body. And again, If your wakeful experience can be condensed back into your sleep, it is but natural. If your wakeful experience can be condensed or forced into your dreamland, into your dreaming experience, it does not contradict Rama's statement. Let it be still. That will not entitle you to say that your wakeful state did not develop out of your subtle body or the dreamland. You are not entitled to say that, exactly as when the whole tree is condensed and put into the seed. This does not entitle us to say that the tree did not spring from the seed. If in your dreams you usually have the reminiscences of your wakeful state, that does not entitle you to gainsay the statement made by Rama, that of the time, space and causation, out of the differentiation of the dreamland or the dreaming experience was developed or evolved the wakeful experience. The Vedanta philosophy says that the dreamland and wakeful experience originated from the nothingness or chaos of your deep sleep. When the Hindus say that the world is nothing or the world is the result of ignorance, they mean that the deep sleep state in which you had a kind of nothing, a chaos, that chaos or nothing of your deep sleep state is ignorance, condensed ignorance. If you want to say ignorance per se, there the deep sleep state is the ignorance per se, and out of that ignorance or darkness comes this world, comes this differentiation and change, and that ignorance is changeable. You know, in your dreamland you have two kinds of things, the subject and the object, and according to Vedanta, the subject and object make their appearance simultaneously. There in your dreams you become the seer on one side and the object seen on the other side. If you see a horse and the rider in a dream, both make their appearance together. If you see a mountain in the dream, the mountain is the object and you the seer or observer. There the object and the subject make their appearance together. Thereby a kind of time, the past and future of the dream is also simultaneously with the object. The past, present, future of the dream, the causation of the dream, and the subject and object of the dream, all these make their appearance simultaneously. Similarly, Vedanta says in your wakeful state also you are the object seen and you are the seeing of subject. You are the friends and foes on that side and you are their observer on this side. You are the enemies on one side and you are the friends on the other side. You are everything. But all these apparent phenomena of the dream, phenomena of the deep sleep state, phenomena of the wakeful state, all these phenomena are mutable, changeable, fickle, uncertain, indefinite. The real self which was compared to the sun, the real Atma shines upon the three bodies in the same way that the sun shines upon the three bodies of the river. That Atma is immutable, unchangeable. That Atma or sun shines upon the glacier of your deep sleep state. By your Atma or sun is the deep sleep state illumined, and by that Atma or sun is your wakeful experience illumined. And you see again that the sun shines not only upon the three bodies of one river, but the same sun shines upon the three bodies of all the rivers in the world in exactly the same way. Similarly, what if the river of this body is different from the river of that body? What if this river of life flows in a different way from the river of life in that case? But all these rivers of life, all these streams of existence have the same eternal, immutable, constant Atma, or the sun of suns, the light of lights, shining over them at all times, under all circumstances, unchangeable, immutable. That you are, that you are. That is the real self, and your real self is the real self of your friend, is the real self of each and all. Your real self is not only present with you in the wakeful state, it is equally present in the deep sleep state. It is equally present under all changes and circumstances. Realize that real self stands above all anxiety, above all fear, stands above all tribulations and trouble. Nobody can harm you, no one can injure you. Break, break, break at the feet of thy crags, O sea. Break, break, break at my feet, O world that be. O suns and storms, O earthquakes, wars, hail, welcome, come, try all your force on me. Ye nice torpedoes fire, my plaything crack, O shooting stars, my arrows fly, your burning fire can you consume? O threatening one, you flame from me, you blaming sword, you cannonball, my energy headlong drives forth thee. The body dissolved is cast to winds, well doth infinity me enshrine. All ears my ears, all eyes my eyes, all hands my hands, all minds my minds. I swallowed my death, all my eyes, how sweet and strong a food I find. No fear, no grief, no hankering pain, all delight or sun or rain. Ignorance, darkness, quaked and quivered, trembled, shivered, vanished forever. My dazzling light did parch and scourge it, joy ineffable, hurrah, hurrah, om, 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 shanti, shanti. So, dear friends, discourse of Swami Ramatirtha on January 12th, 1903 at Golden Gate Hall in San Francisco and here. Thank you, dear friends, for watching this video. Please comment, share and like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you. Namaskar, my dear friends.